versus Randell Martell. Martell knocked out Lloyd Valley in their last fight.
It is brought to you by Regina.com. And now, let's meet the fighters.
See Ryley Molyneaux there. Normally the fighters wait in the hallway to come out. This guy goes a long way. Ryley Molyneaux making his way to the cage. The Sub-Zero mask? Either way, Ryley Molyneaux doesn't need a mask when he gets into the cage. A very well-rounded fighter. He's been fighting with Dynamic MMA for 3 years, wrestled with the University of Calgary Dinos, a law student by day, a fighter by trade. Ryley Molyneaux makes no mistakes when he gets into the cage. 2-1 as an amateur, 5'11", 170, and facing an interesting challenge in this fight as his opponent came in 14 pounds heavy at the weigh-in last night. Should have weighed at 170, came in at 184, did Randell Martell, and Ryley Molyneaux, to his credit, did not back down, accepted the fight anyway at his own discretion, and chose to take the fight and fight a much bigger fighter. So it'll be an interesting battle for Ryley Molyneaux in this fight against Randell Martell.
Surprisingly enough, Molyneaux does look the bigger of the two.
Any final questions for me? This is my instructions at all times. At any time I tell you go to the neutral corner, you're either going to point to that corner or that corner, and that's where I want you to stay. That means through the end of the fight. Do you understand? Okay. Relax, touch him up, and I'll bring you straight into the cage.
So Randell Martell comes into this fight, 25 years old, standing about 5'10" as he makes his way to the cage. Started as a tough man competitor, moved to MMA, said he hasn't had a fight go to the ground yet, and his last fight, a loss, came by TKO in the first round. This is a guy that likes to throw punches.
And remember, this guy did knock out Lloyd Valley in his 2 fights ago, I do believe. I thought it was his last fight, but I stand corrected to say 2 now. But anybody who can knock out that monster's got to be tough.
Lloyd Valley, of course, we saw him earlier tonight come away with a decision victory. But back to Randell Martell coming into the cage again, 2-2 from Saskatchewan, or from Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, sorry. And again comes in 184, 14 pounds over the weight. An interesting decision and a gutsy decision by Ryley Molyneaux to take this fight despite the increased weight difference between the two of them. As 15 pounds, we spoke about 6 pounds being significant earlier, 15 pounds 2.5 times now.
And now, for the official introductions. First, in the fitness etc. blue corner. At age 19, he stands 5 feet 11 inches tall and weighs 181 pounds. Fighting out of Dynamic MMA in Calgary, please welcome our Knox fighter, Ryley Molyneaux! And in the Essential Oil Field Services right corner, he's 25 years old and stands 6 feet tall. He weighed in at 184 pounds. Fighting out as an independent out of Saskatoon, please welcome our Knox fighter, Randell Martell! This bout will be contested under amateur rule, and the referee in charge of the hard knock action is Elvis White.
Fighters, descend the cage, please.
I want a good, clean fight. Give it everything you got. Hit him hard. If you're going to touch him up now. Back to your corners.
So Ryley Molyneaux and Randell Martell getting set. Checking with all of our judges. They appear ready.
Bud, are you ready?
Both fighters are ready. And we are underway with our co-main event of the evening. Ryley Molyneaux taking on Randell Martell, and Molyneaux immediately going for the takedown. Martell stepping over, locks in what he hopes is a guillotine choke. Can't quite see it from this angle, don't know how deep it is, but Molyneaux in trouble up against the cage.
He's going to gas his arms out. He's got the arm in, and I do believe Molyneaux's fine with this. He just needs to keep breathing.
Molyneaux now gets thrown to the ground. Martell throwing a punch from up top. Martell continuing to throw punches from up top as Molyneaux tries to move out. Martell pulling him away from the cage, smiling as he's dropping punches here on Molyneaux, stands him back up. And Molyneaux continues to look at Martell. Martell throwing punches and coming forward with a bandit. Has no trouble throwing punches into Molyneaux. Molyneaux throwing punches back, and now both fighters are smiling. Couple hard punches going each way. These fighters like to throw them, and throw them they are. A big takedown secured by Molyneaux as he fights for position on the ground. Fighting into a guard is Martell. Molyneaux in the white trunks in the top position right now. The black trunks, black and yellow for Martell, currently trying to get back into a guard.
Both fighters swinging big, heavy shots. That's what I like to see to start off a round.
Rubber guard being employed by Martell at this point. Molyneaux dropping a couple of body shots, but those punches don't really do all that.
Hey guys,
much
let's get
damage.
going. Let's
Just
keep the
enough
action
to
going
soften
here.
the side and maybe cause you to lose a little bit of your guard as you go to defend.
Martell could use this as a sweep here if he starts to work.
Keep on, man.
That may just be
possession.
Again, continuing to drop punches to the midsection. In the rubber guard is Molyneaux. Martell let him up for a minute and then got him back into it. Not sure if it was just to make eye contact and say something.
You know, both these fighters look like they're actually having a good time in there, and that's what it's all about.
Molyneaux continuing to land punches from the top, even though he's in what was the rubber guard and is now just a loose guard from Martell. A big punch to the face of Martell there from Molyneaux. Hammer fist coming down now. Molyneaux continuing to drop punches. Martell eager to eat them seemingly, but eventually pulls him back down.
This is where that 3-minute round is really going to come in handy for Randell Martell.
Martell still eating punches from Molyneaux, punches and hammer fists coming down from the guard and flips him, and now passes into side control, into the full mount. Just 10 seconds left in the first round. He's dropping punches, tries for the armbar. The tap happens with just a few seconds in the first round. Ryley Molyneaux pulls off the victory against Randell Martell in what may have been our best fight so far.
Very exciting round by those two fighters. Gotta love that. And the lighter fighter ended up coming out on top, and that's exactly what he needed to do.
Just a few seconds remaining in the round when Molyneaux pulled the arm bar that you just saw in the replay. Both these fighters very entertaining, and like I said, there couldn't have been much more than 2 or 3 seconds left, because the 10-second clapper happened when he got into the mount, dropped 6 or 7 punches and dropped back for the arm bar. I'm gonna bet 450 or 350, 254, 255. Not much time left in that round when that arm bar happened. And Ryley Molyneaux now moves to 3-1 in his amateur career and looks good doing so.
You know, when they snap that arm bar on, it's such an instant pain. It's hard not to tap directly when it's put on. It's usually, you gotta hold on to it for about 7 seconds or so before your body gets used to that. And you just didn't have the time.
So just waiting for the final word here. The official decision is in, and for the announcement of that decision, we'll go to Doug Denance.
Our next fans, we have the official decision brought to you by RizonNet.com. Winner by tap out due to arm bar at 2 minutes 56 seconds of the first round. In the blue corner, Ryley talk to you just a little bit here. I find this amazing. You wrestle for the UFC Dinos, and you like to go to the ground in wrestling, but here, you said you'd like to stand up and slug it out. An interesting mix the way it went around. I gotta ask you something. Did I see you grinning over there on this side of the cage when you were getting bashed around there, and then all of a sudden just turned it around?
Brad is a tough guy. When he started swinging, I was like, oh, now I'm going to fight, man. It's fine.
Well, I saw you grinning about it there, but it really wasn't a martial arts move that got it at the end.
Absolutely. And we train everything we do. I just started wrestling in the UFC, but everything from Gavin Kirk, all my work with RJ from RJ Fight Gear, that's where my stand-up comes from. And Vince McFeel, everything is dynamic. We're a team.
And you spent 3 years there, right? But now, of course, I think the record becomes 3-1. Is this on a roll for Ryley?
Actually, that's incorrect. I'm actually 3-3 right now. I don't know where 2-1 came from. It's not my road down, but you know, it's all good.
You know, you could have just left it like that. Nobody would have known the better.
I'd rather they know who I am. I mean, I'm proud of my losses. It's all my wins and fights. It's experience.
That is a cool attitude to take, and that's truly the great martial artist. Tell me a little bit about a fight that you got coming up here. I understand there's a title on the line.
Yeah, I believe I'm looking to fight Nick Calvert, and that's going to be a fun fight.
Oh, I like that sound of that one. Hopefully you can bring one of those right here to Resolve the next time. You feeling pretty good for tonight?
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
We're going to see you at the after party.
We certainly are with a bunch of tequila.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.